Hello and welcome. Well, it's been a busy week for me. Very busy. I'm constantly busy nowadays. If I ain't fishing, I'm painting soldiers. If I ain't painting soldiers, I'm printing soldiers. If I ain't printing soldiers, I'm making dioramas. If I ain't making dioramas, I'm making bases. But I enjoy my hobby and I get a lot out of it. So this week, what have we been working on? Well, been scaling up a lot of 28mm miniatures up to 132 scale 54mm miniatures. I've got several on the workbench on the go at the moment that I'm working on. Some lovely figures there. We'll have a look in a little while. And I've been doing a bit of work on the fortress. And I think I'm now on my final layout. I've changed it around a few times. I've now got it just as I like it. So the next stage is to print all the remaining buildings out. I've gone and got myself about 5 kilos of resin, and specifically just for the fortress, the buildings. And I've been having a lot of thoughts about what to do with it. At one stage, I was going to do fantasy Napoleonics in the fortress, but that would just take too long. And I really want to do it Bretonian, medieval theme, fantasy, all mixed into one. So we'll stay with the knights and everything. It's just, what army am I going to print off to oppose the knights? Could do orcs, I could do tomb kings, I could do beastmen, I could do Saracens, I could do mounted barbarians. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm probably going to go along the line of orcs, because then I can introduce many other fantasy figures into that orc army, not just sticking with orcs. So that's probably the way we're going to go, Praetorian against orcs and stuff, and we'll see how that goes. Right, so what have I been printing out this week? What have we got on the go? I've even done some 1/7/2 scale Warhammer sort of Sentinels. I'll show you in a little while. Not into Warhammer in any way, but I do print off stuff for my grandchildren. I'm building a Space Marine Black Templar army in 1/7/2 scale for one of my grandchildren, and the other I'm building him a Space Orcs army in 1/7/2 scale. Giving the kids 1/7/2 scale to play with is a lot better. They don't need as much room. You can make all your buildings smaller, and you can get a lot more on the board. I wanted to make my 8-foot by 3-foot board that the fortress is on bigger, because once I've done 28mm on it, figures and buildings, there ain't that much room. So that's when I came up with the idea of scaling everything down, because I couldn't make the board any bigger. So if I scaled everything down to 1/7/2 scale, it would be bigger without making the board bigger. So that's why I've gone and done my Bretonians in 1/7/2 scale. And yeah, good. Right, let's go down to the workbench and I'll show you some figures I've been working on. I've got Scots Greys finished. We'll have a look at them at the end. And there you can see the Sentinels in 1/7/2 scale that I printed off. They don't print off as one piece, which is good because you can change them all about. So you can have loads of different poses. And I like them. Kids will be chuffed with them. They come out well. And these are the French horse artillery that I scaled up from 28mm. No, I scaled these up from 1/7/2 scale to 54mm, 132 scale. They should be finished soon. They're coming on well. And here's another diorama I'm making, sort of based on the last of the Mohicans, the attack in the forest. Got some British Grenadiers with an officer and some Huron Indians. That's 132 scale. I scaled them up from 28mm. Look forward to painting them. And then I did my orc. Let's get some light on this. I'm building a small diorama with about 10 orcs and the Orc Master. And that Orc Master is absolutely brilliant. And I'm sure you get 4 different ones. And that was free. That's a free print of Colts 3D. And I'm really looking forward to painting him up. I've scaled him up, but not much. I've scaled the orcs up to 132 scale. Or slightly just under. The detail on that is very impressive. Like I said, that'll be beautiful when it's all painted up. And then, what we got here? King Arthur. King Arthur diorama for a friend. Got King Arthur in the middle, Merlin on the right, Guinevere on the left, and then 2 knights at the back. There's another figure, Sir Lancelot, to go with those. And funny enough, I'm making this into a candle holder. And this I found, my wife found it in a charity shop. I don't know if you can see that. Let's have a look. Let's do it properly. Can you read that? It's from Camelot Pewter, handcrafted in Richmond, Virginia. I actually Googled that. I found Camelot, what's it called? Pewter, Camelot Pewter on Google. And that little vase that we're going to stick a candle in is $38. So my wife did very well to find that. That'll fit in with King Arthur a treat. So that's what I've been working on this week. Now, let's go and have a look at the Scots Greys. There we go then. The Scots Greys that are scaled up from 28mm to 54mm. And they look really nice. Yep, they've come out a real treat. I'm well happy with them. They'll fit in with my 54mm collection a treat. Who needs a Tari 32 scale, 132 scale when you've got a 3D printer? Excellent. Well, that's all from me for this week. Going a little bit blurry there. That's typical. Anyway, have a cracking week, everyone. Don't work too hard. And do a lot of what you enjoy, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.